The views expressed and the opinions given by the individual host and their guests do not necessarily reflect those of Para X, its affiliates, or its sponsors.
God damn son of a bitch!
We have had some technical problems.
Ready to go. I'm ready to go. Ready?
Hit it!
31 seconds, and we're going for auto sequence start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Dead Zone WDZRDB Worldwide. Welcome to the Dead Zone Paranormal Radio Show.
Fiends and monsters.
Creature terrorizes trick-or-treaters. On Halloween, we put on masks and try to break the dead.
Sunday, March 22nd, right in the middle of this pandemic we've got going. Everyone's on it tonight. Oh my God. Is this ever going to end? Is it real? Is it not? Well, there's some people that say it is, and there's some people that don't. But you know what? Bless you. Bless you. Anyway, coming up tonight, we have Eric Vitale from the Travel Channel's new series, or new show, Ghost Loop. I haven't seen it yet, but it should be cool. It looks like it's cool. It may have been on already. I don't know. I'm so out of the loop now. It's incredible. Oh, yeah, Ghost Loop. I'm so out of the loop now. It's insane. Anyway, you're going to enjoy tonight's show. I hope so. I hope you do anyway. I hope everyone out there is feeling okay. But before we get to that, let's check in with a new segment from Michelle.
Hey, this is Michelle. Join me Sundays at 8 o'clock Eastern for paranormal news and events.
Paranormal news.
Hey everyone, welcome to Paranormal News and Events with Michelle. So, scrolling through Coast to Coast AM's website, and I found a couple stories about ghosts that I thought I would read to you. So this one here was on January 21st of this year. Ghost panic grips village in Thailand. So I don't know if anyone else has ever heard about putting red shirts outside your home to ward off evil spirits. I've never heard of this personally, but according to this story, Thailand, this is something that they do in Thailand. So residents of a village in Thailand have taken to hanging red shirts outside their homes in an effort to fend off what they believe is a sinister spirit responsible for a series of mysterious deaths. The proverbial ghost panic reportedly erupted after a whopping 13 men in the community died over the course of the last 3 months. Since the unfortunate individuals were seemingly healthy when they passed away, concerns began to spread throughout the village that their demise was due to a vengeful spirit. Specifically, it is suspected that the murderous apparition is the ghost of a widow who was roaming the streets and taking the lives of unsuspecting men. When the 13th victim was discovered and dead in the middle of a road last week, many villagers became convinced that their community was being targeted by the spirit. As such, they turned to a traditional Thai method for protecting against malevolent ghosts, hanging a red shirt outside their homes. Attached to the crimson clothing is a sheet of paper with a message warning families with only one son that they are particularly vulnerable to the widow's ghost. While it is likely a matter of personal belief as to whether or not the tactic will prove successful in avoiding the wrath of the spirit, one assumes that it has provided some peace of mind to those worried that they'll become the 14th victim of the evil apparition. This next story is called Ghost Trips Worker at Supermarket in Scotland. A weird piece of security camera footage from a supermarket in Scotland shows a worker suddenly tumbling to the ground, and the owners of the store claim that her fall was caused by a ghost. The odd incident reportedly occurred on Wednesday at the Burl Tree Hill supermarket in the community of Irving. In the video, an employee named Elise can be seen stocking some shelves. The mundane task quickly takes a strange and painful turn when she goes to step on a crate, but it moves away from her foot and she falls to the floor. In a post on the store's Facebook page, the supermarket shared the video and declared that Elisa's stumble was due to their resident ghost named Stacy, who took issue with the worker flirting with her man. Fortunately, they said the woman was not injured in the accident, aside from some general soreness from the fall, and claimed that when we reviewed the CCTV, we noticed the crate appeared to move without being touched. While perhaps only a psychic medium could truly say if the store is haunted, skeptical observers have taken issue with the video and that it does appear as if Elisa's foot briefly brushes up against the crate and causes it to move away from her as she attempts to step on it. As such, it would seem that Stacy, if she exists, is probably off the hook when it comes to this particular mishap. So yeah, I watched the video repeatedly because they do zoom in on it so that you can see a close-up. And in the zoom version of it, yeah, you can see that the tip of her foot kind of hits the crate, which makes it slip away. And maybe she didn't feel it or she didn't want to say it, but it looks that way to me anyway. So if you want to go to Coast to Coast AM, to their website, you can view the video for yourself and decide if you think it was a ghost or her foot. Thanks for listening. Coming up next is Paranormal Events. On upcomingcons.com is a list of horror conventions. On March 13th through the 15th is Monster Mania Con in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. March 20th through the 22nd is Horror Hound Weekend in Indianapolis. Also, Horror Hound Weekend in Cincinnati, Ohio. Same dates, March 20th through the 22nd. I have a feeling that's a mistake. Horror Hound Weekend in Indianapolis was just not that long ago. It was in, I believe, August of 2019, so that's kind of an odd date. So don't take that one too seriously unless you check in on it. Dark Side of the Con, a celebration of the dark aesthetic, that is in Parsippany Troy Hills, New Jersey, March 27th through the 29th. In Edison, New Jersey, the New Jersey Horror Con and Film Festival, March 27th through the 29th. There's the Full Moon Festival in Nashville, Tennessee, April 10th through the 12th. The Bayou City Paranormal Symposium is in Pasadena, Texas, April 25th and 26th. Texas Frightmare Weekend in Dallas, Texas, May 1st through the 3rd. Monsterpalooza, Pasadena, California, May 8th through the 10th. There's, in England, is the HorrorCon UK Something Wicked, Rotherham, Sheffield, England, May 16th through the 17th. Spooky Empire, Orlando, Florida, May 22nd through the 24th. Carolina Fear Fest in Raleigh, North Carolina, May 22nd through the 24th. And I'm going to stop at the end of May there. And next week I'll talk about some of the events that we will be attending this year and give you some information on some other conventions coming up. Talk to you soon. Thanks for listening. Bye, guys.
Hello, this is Christopher St. Booth, and you're listening to The Dead Zone.
If all radio stations in town were palm trees, we'd be the one with the biggest coconuts.
Now, here are the one, the only Dead Zone.
Welcome back. Thank you guys for sticking around, man. We've got Eric Vitale. Did I pronounce that right?
Yes, you did. Like that.
Vitale, all right, man. He's from, from the Travel Channel, actually. A new show, Ghost Loop. What's all that about, man? How did that come about? Well, let's wait. Before we get to that, let's talk about you. Let's talk about your team. Right
on, man.
What started you out?
Man, I've been interested in the paranormal since I was a little kid, to be honest with you. Ever since I was about 8 or 9 years old, my parents used to bring me to my aunt and uncle's house. I grew up in New Jersey.
Yeah.
And they used to bring me to my aunt and uncle's on the weekends, and they lived in a haunted house.
They lived in a haunted house?
They did live in a haunted house. I remember seeing a picture on the wall that my cousin made, and it had all my cousins on the family tree, and then there was a name on there, Murmur. And I would say, who's Murmur?
Murmur.
Say, oh, that's Danny's imaginary friend. Well, it turns out Murmur was the ghost in the house.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah, and that kind of sparked, my initial interest in this as a young kid, but it would also frighten me.
Yeah.
I had some experiences in that house, and I just kind of feel like I'm like a lighthouse for this stuff because I started having more experiences as a child.
Like a lighthouse? You mean like a beacon for it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they come to me,
Yeah.
My parents have had experiences, and as I started getting older, I really wanted to do this, and I just kind of dove head first into being an investigator, and now I've been doing it for like 7 years.
Yeah.
So.
Right. Now, let me ask you. Let me just one thing quickly. Please get a little closer to your. I guess you're on a cell phone.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Get a little closer to it because we're having a hard time hearing you. We get right on. Yeah, man, it's getting better. Getting better. Yeah. Yeah. You said you had that experience back then. What was that experience? What was it? Tell us.
Well, when I was at my this was something that happened to my cousins. I had 5 cousins.
Yeah.
And only 2 of them were home. And
get a little closer. A little closer. I'm sorry. A little closer.
So both my cousins were home one night. I have 5 cousins, and only 2 of them were home this one particular night. And they kind of just walked out of their rooms, and they're like, "Who's in the shower right now? We're the only ones home, and the shower was on."
Yeah.
So they knock on the door, and they're like, "Oh, who's in there?" And the water stops. They open the door. Steam comes pouring out. Every single time I would go there, I would never want to use that bathroom. I would always use the bathroom on the other side of the hall.
Right.
And I had some. As I started getting older, I think it's because I'm Catholic, and I'm really into demonology.
Okay.
So I think that these things knew I was going to really get into this as I got older and start trying to help families, and they wanted to start scaring me as a child. And I'll never forget one night I was laying in bed. I was little. I was like 6 or 7 years old. And out of nowhere, I heard a voice say, "The demons are here."
Oh,
and
man.
I will never forget that.
And that was back in what, New Jersey?
Yeah, that was in New Jersey. I'm living in Bridgeport, Connecticut right now.
Right. Very cool.
So, I remember that really irking me out when I was a kid. But again, I think, inhuman spirits, they have no sense of time, and liars in wait, as I like to call them.
Right.
And they knew I was going to get into this stuff as I got older. Now here I am. I'm really drawn to darker cases.
Right.
I want to help families that are dealing with inhuman spirits. And as an investigator, too, I mean, that's where you're going to get real crazy activity as well. I mean, first and foremost, I want to help families, but, you definitely want to experience some things along the way, too.
Right.
And as long as you are protected and you're grounded and you know how to protect yourself, I think it's all good if you want to do this stuff.
Oh, yeah. Now, how do you do that? How do you go about that? I mean, what we do as RIP is, Michelle, of course.
I always pray before an investigation. I always have a blessed St. Benedict's medal around my neck. I have a vest that I always wear when I'm investigating, and I've got relics in there.
Yeah.
I always have holy water on me, holy oil. So, I have, a decent amount of protection when I'm out on cases. And it's not just for me. It's for other investigators.
It's for everyone.
Homeowner, whoever needs it.
Right. Now, what we do is when we finish at a certain location, then before we leave, Michelle will do the cleansing, that kind of thing, and she will cleanse us all. And like you, my son Brandon wears the medallion, I wear the ring, and she wears the cross. And
it's important.
Yes, if you don't have faith, it doesn't help anyway. But
exactly, I always tell that to people. This isn't like it's not like a magic potion. You really got to have faith.
Yes.
That's what's most important. For me to wake up every day and then put this thing around my neck, even if I'm just going to be sitting around the house, that's fate.
Right.
You know, because I know it's going to protect me.
Right. Have you ever been on an investigation that has spooked you to the point to where you had to step back and say, "Wait a minute, what just happened?"
I mean, I feel like if I'm going to take a serious step back and be compromised, I shouldn't be doing this.
Well, what I mean is, I don't mean, I think you took it wrong. I meant you take a moment, gather yourself, and say, "What did I just see, or what did I just hear?" And go back in. You know what I mean?
Well, all right. So, now that I think about it, when we were filming, actually, we were in this is when we were in Illinois. I don't know if you saw all the episodes. We were at a bed and breakfast.
Yeah.
And the title of this episode was called Bed and Breakfast. And this was the only time while we were filming for the 2 months that we actually slept overnight at a location.
Right.
So there was cameras all over the house, and there was a moment where I was walking through the hallway. I was just checking for EMF levels, and my buddy Sean was going to grab another piece of equipment out of his case in another room.
Right.
And I heard the loudest disembodied voice I've ever heard in my life. To the point where, I started screaming for Sean.
Right.
Did you hear that? And then he came and he ran towards me, and we just looked at each other like, "Oh my God, did we really hear that?"
Right.
It was so loud that we actually thought it was fake, and that they had something rigged to get a response from us for the freaking show. I'm like, we really just heard this.
Well, that wouldn't be far fetched, but I understand that. Did you get it on camera?
Yeah.
Did you get it on tape?
Yeah, we did, and they actually showed it in the episode, but it was a lot louder while we were there, and I actually heard it twice because I had gone up in the attic then, and then I heard it again when I was in the attic.
Right. Very cool. Now, what we are talking about right now, guys, is the show Ghost Loop, right? And that's on the Travel Channel. I think it's Fridays at 9 Central.
Yeah. It's actually it's done now. It's done airing, but we just started airing in the UK on Really TV.
Yeah.
So for the next 8 weeks, it'll be playing in the UK.
Okay, so your episode 1 is done. And how many episodes do you have? Like what?
There was 8. Yeah, the whole season's done. It was 8 episodes.
Okay, very cool. Yeah. No, but man, you got right on then. I can hear you really well then.
Yeah. I got the phone right up on my feet.
There you go. That's what we need. Very cool. And that was Travel Channel. Who did you go through? Was it was that company out? Well, here we go. We're going to go off topic for a moment. Was it the Canadian company that the producers?
No, this is a company called Central Media that found us.
Okay, all right.
They pulled this all together, and it was a long wait, man. I mean, it was a real pain in the ass waiting to film the show, let me tell you.
Yeah, well, of course, yeah. Well, you got to sell it to the network, right? I understand that exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they pulled us all together, and we were waiting months and months, and then we quit our jobs because we sent plane tickets, and they're like, "Yeah, you guys are flying out in like 2 weeks," and then there was like a 3-month hold up, and I'm like, "What is going on?"
Right.
But we went out and we did it, and it was an experience to say the least.
That's very cool. Now, let me ask you this: how does your wife feel about that? Or your significant.
My girlfriend loves
your girlfriend. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah.
I actually met her a little over a year ago, and I met her because I got called to her house to investigate it, and I now live in this house. I moved in.
Very cool. Yeah. All right.
A month ago.
Oh, that's very cool. Yeah.
Yeah. She had a little something going on here. Nothing crazy, but that's how we met. And it was funny because I walked into her home for the first time, and I stood in her living room, and I'm like, "This is weird. I feel like I'm home."
You feel like you're home, yeah. Very cool.
Really, man. And then we just we clicked.
All
She's an enthusiast for this stuff. She doesn't investigate. She comes here and there for like group hunts, but I pick and choose where I want her to come with, because I don't want to be worried about her while I'm investigating. So
right, absolutely. Well, yeah, of course. How does she feel? Really deep down inside, how do you think she really thinks about it? Do you think she's supportive? She's supportive of you, But
yeah, she loves that I'm going out and helping people. I mean, I'm 100% doing what I want to do with my life. Like, I really dove in head first.
Right.
I mean, I just started out by going to, like, cemeteries by myself, then going to, like, well-known haunts.
Yeah.
Like, I've been to the Amityville house a couple of times, and then I wanted to join a team.
Let's ask you about that. Let me ask you about that. What do you think about the Amityville? Well, first of all, you know, you've got a team here that's on the Ghost Loop. That's 5 of you, right? Now, that's not the original team. That's just what...
Well, I'll use the two loosely.
Yeah.
Dawn and I have been investigating together for like 3 years together. As far as the other team members, you know, I haven't really spoken to them since we filmed, and I've been back home since November 1st. So I wish them all luck. They're doing their own thing. Sean and I are tight, investigating here and there.
Right.
And
Sean Astin, you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Sean Astin.
Sean Austin, great guy.
Austin, he's a great. Yeah, he is a very great guy.
Great guy.
Yeah.
Very knowledgeable.
But that's cool that Patricia supports you.
Oh yeah, big time.
As far as you know, and behind her back, she might say, "This guy's always off messing around. I'm sick of this." Not really. I'm kidding you.
Fantastic. Moved all my gadgets into the house. There's a pile of equipment sitting in the living room right now.
Right. Yeah. Well, there's one of our the main question we usually ask everyone is, other than yourself, your person, what would be your go-to piece of equipment that you use?
I'm really into ITC research, so if I had to have just one thing with me, I guess it would be the PSB7. I know there's a lot of different types of spirit boxes out there, but I've gotten some great results with the PSB7.
That's what
really
we have.
Love hearing, real-time responses, spirit communication, getting incredible validation right there on the spot. It's great.
Yeah, we have that. We use that every now and again. Michelle doesn't like it because it's too loud for her, she says.
Yeah, after a while, it's like a leaf blower.
Yeah, they really are. Yeah, her go-to was the K2 meter, the new one.
Oh, yeah. They're great, too. I actually was using that 2 nights ago. I was in Union Cemetery in Easton, Connecticut. Incredibly haunted.
Now, did you say nights? Now, how do you get in cemeteries at night? Because every place that we've ever went through, you can't.
We didn't go in. We just stood right out front by the gate. We obeyed the law. But even just standing at the gate, you can get great evidence. I mean, I got some great psychic photos. We heard some crazy stuff coming out of there. And if you wanted to, you could just run a spirit box from right there. And I was getting K2 hits just from letting my meter sit on the ground.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Very cool. Now, what kind of hits? What do you mean? I mean, was it spiking all the way, or was, kind of...
I mean, it was lit up all the way to the red.
Yeah.
Like, all the way up. And that doesn't happen very often.
No, it doesn't, no.
We're live on Facebook, too, for that one. And I tried to make people notice, too, like, this isn't because of our phones. Our phones are very far. It's not because of the gate. It's on the ground. It's sitting on grass, and it's completely spiked.
It's on the grass. There's no running water by you anywhere close.
Nope.
There's no electricity.
Nope.
Yeah, and your phones are, well, it should be turned off, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. I mean, we've had that problem before. A couple of times we went on investigations that like covered bridges and that kind of thing, and didn't get fake results simply because of the running water,
Yeah.
But wow, that's pretty cool. Okay,
yeah, it's a good spot. A lot of people say that's the most haunted cemetery in the country, and that's the famous Union Cemetery where Ed Warren caught the footage of the White Lady.
Right.
And the Warrens, they're my biggest influences on this. In this field, I got a ton of respect for Ed and Lorraine Warren. Now, well, there's debate on that. What do you think about those guys? You just said you respect them tremendously. Well, they took all the arrows, they took all the heat. They were the ones in the limelight.
Do you think anything that they have done or did do was embellished in any way? I mean, we're talking, a long time ago, of course, right? I
don't think they would have any reason to, because they've had so much substantial evidence on all the cases that they have done. It's real easy for a non-believer to say, this is fake. It's like, we were tapping into the Amityville thing before. I genuinely believe that's a real case.
Okay.
I've been to the house before.
Yes.
I haven't even been inside it, and I was affected just for being in the front of the house. I mean,
At the Amityville place, you're
badly.
saying. Yeah. You're talking about the Amityville place, right?
Yeah, the Amityville house in Long Island.
Yeah. Well, you know the story behind the history behind it, and you know all the hype about it was something that was made up to sell, right?
Well, I don't think it was. I truly believe when the Lutzes moved in there, they dealt with a haunting.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of different opinions on that.
Yeah. But from the real story to what you see on TV, again, it's TV.
Well,
don't buy it. Yeah. Don't buy into that. Right. Yeah. I understand.
No. I'm talking about like what I've actually read about, like in books that was written specifically about the case, not like
Yeah. Good for you.
Made up or all this 37 movies they made. I'm talking like real documentaries I've seen and people that have dealt with the case firsthand.
Yeah.
So
good for you.
I genuinely believe there's something going on there.
I think you're right.
Some crazy evidence. I mean, I've done spirit box sessions right in front of that house.
Yeah.
Sean Austin and I have been to that home, did a spirit box session one night, and I clearly heard a voice speaking to us that sounded like Kathy Lutz. Now, either that was Kathy speaking to us, or it was an inhuman spirit pretending to be her.
To
because
suck
we're
you in.
So,
to lure you in,
into that case.
Yeah.
That, I mean, we've been there a handful of times and just ran the spirit box for like a couple hours in front of the house.
Right. And you got what you thought was her, but could have been her.
It sounded exactly like Kathy Lutz.
Did you hear anything else? I mean, were there,
there's tons of stuff that comes through. I mean, we were using the spirit box, we were using the Phasma box. I'd have to go back and re-listen to things, but I remember that really standing out, like, oh my God, that sounds just like Kathy.
So there wasn't anything I'm sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, Sean, he's got his psychic abilities, and we were actually there one night with Ralph Sargi, and Sean really believes that one of the I believe John is trapped there still. He's got a very deep belief that John is trapped in that home still.
You think so?
Yes.
And you didn't pick up on any residuals like gunshots or anything like that?
Yeah, actually we did.
Okay.
I think it was the Phasma box that it sounded like a gunshot. Because we go back and forth between the PSP-7 and the Phasma box.
Yeah. But you only heard one?
If I remember correctly, I remember hearing a gunshot. It could have been more than one, but I definitely remember hearing a gunshot.
Right, and no voices other than what you think was John and Kathy.
I remember, and George comes through a lot too. Sean's really in tune with that case. He's actually still writing about it. He's working on his second book right now, and he's constantly dealing with stuff. I mean, getting visited by entities, and he'll call me up and be like, "Oh man, this happened last night when I was sleeping, and I heard this." And he's so in tune with this stuff. It's amazing.
Yeah, very cool. I would love to go check the place out myself. I mean,
just gotta play it safe. Park across the street. Turn the lights off. We're not like walking up the drive or anything like that. We literally park across the street and run the spirit box through the stereo of the car and just crank it and just go for it.
Oh my God, you can, there's probably, you couldn't walk in there and they'd tell you to get the hell out, right?
I'd love to. We've tried. I mean, we know some people, this person that knows this person that knows this person that lives in the house. So it's like we've been trying for years to try and get in there.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, I mean, the history of Terre Haute or Indiana where we are, right?
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of haunted areas around there.
Okay, St. Mary's College, right?
Okay.
The faceless nun, that they say that.
Ooh.
That's there, they say, in the books.
Okay.
You can rent, you can buy, whatever. We've tried time after time after time to get in that place, and every time I call, they tell me they have no idea what I'm talking about.
Really?
It's right here in this book, in folklore. No, we have no idea. Are you kidding me?
A lot of times they just don't want you coming in.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I can understand that. It's a respected college, but come on.
It's
not like
know what you're talking about, even though it's right here.
Yeah, it's not like we're going to go on national TV and blow you out of the water. It's already out there. We just want to come for ourselves and see for ourselves, right?
of course.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
We went one night to investigate this place in Connecticut called the Curtis House. That was another place Ed and Lorraine had gone to plenty of times. It was a bed and breakfast, and we went there to investigate one night.
Yeah.
So we go to check in, and we're checking in, and we're like, so you want to talk to us about, the haunting here? And the woman at the front desk was just not having it.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about anything about that.
Right.
All right, thanks.
Well, sometimes it scares the hell out of some people. It does really scare them.
I can understand.
Yeah. That's fun.
They actually changed the name of that location. I don't know what it's called now, but Sean and I went and investigated there a couple years ago before they changed the name. But, there's so many haunted locations here in Connecticut. I love it.
Have you tried to get into the Willard Library down south here in Indiana? Okay, yeah, we've tried that. We're on a list. Are you kidding me? Like a 3-year list to get in there.
You should go check out the house in Rhode Island. Ed Warren used to call it the Bewitched Farmhouse. It's, the Conjuring House.
Yeah.
But we were there about a month ago. Wow.
Yeah.
Very active location. Very
really?
Active.
The Conjuring House. Yeah. Now tell us about that. We want to hear about that for real.
All right. Well, actually, it started the morning of. We went on a Saturday night, and that morning, I woke up at 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
Something was pulling me out of the bed. I woke up with my left arm extended. I was being pulled out of bed, and I had just dreamt that a woman was standing in front of me with long, gray, stringy hair.
Yeah.
And she just bum rushed me. And then I woke up, and my left arm was extended. I was being pulled out of bed. So I sat up. I'm like, okay, this just happened. And I just commanded whatever was there in the name of Jesus Christ to go back where it came from.
Right.
And then I heard a growl out of the left side of the room.
No, well, now as far as the Conjuring goes, I mean, I can't remember her name now. Ursula, not Ursula. Good God.
Bathsheba, the witch.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I was going to say that. That's kind of the description that some people give of her, right?
And that's happened to quite a few people. They've had, visitations from her prior to investigating. We had a lot of crazy stuff happen that night. I mean, everything from doors rattling and just loud bangs.
And being pulled. Physical.
No one was physically hurt.
Except for you, your arm. You said your arm was.
Yeah, well, it's funny. It's like it happened, and that happens here where I'm living.
Yeah.
I wasn't in the house, but it just it kind of happened, and I got up and I shook it off. And I knew when I started investigating, things were going to happen. I knew it.
It'll be weird stuff happening. Yeah, I'll wake up.
Fireman, you're going to get burned.
Yeah, I wake up every morning, every night. I go to bed. I wake up at at least 3 o'clock, and again at 4 o'clock, every night, and there's no reason for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, you're gonna deal with spooky stuff just as long as your faith is strong. Because I don't like. I mean, of course you're gonna get scared from time to time, and then it's you just gotta know that God is more powerful than anything.
Absolutely, yeah. And half the time you're scaring yourself.
Yeah.
Because you've got a preconceived notion of what you're going into.
Mm-hmm.
And just all of a sudden something scares you and that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had something crazy happen here the other night. Totally came out of nowhere. I was waiting for a buddy of mine to stop by. I heard 3 knocks on the side door, and Patty gets up to answer the door. Nobody's there.
Yeah.
Like, all right. I checked the front. Nobody's there. I'm like, huh. About an hour or so later, I'm upstairs laying in bed watching TV. We had 3 knocks on our bedroom door, but it happened 3 times. It was like knock, 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 knock,
okay.
Knock, knock, knock.
Yeah, so that's the Holy Trinity again, right?
Yeah, that's a mocking of the Holy Trinity. But the same thing happened to Sean when he's in New York. It happened to him at his sister's house. He was investigating a case that we've been on for years, these haunted woods in New Jersey, where we believe there's a demon lurking around there, and I could talk to you for hours about that case, but that's
okay. Well, then we will. We'll talk about that next time. Yeah.
My bed, scratched my neck, telepathically spoke to me, But he was there investigating, and it told him to warn, like, Eric should be warned. I got my eye on Eric out of the spirit box, and he experienced the knocks, and then I experienced it here. But again, this thing has been following me for years, and I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. My faith is strong, and period, the end.
Right.
I'm not going to feed into that.
Right. And you shouldn't. I mean, that's what they feed on. Right?
Exactly. So there's no need to be scared. I mean, I literally sat up the other night, looked at my girlfriend, I said, don't move. Got up, got the holy oil, blessed her, blessed myself, stood right in front of the door, made the sign of the cross on the door, made a line of holy water on the ground, and just started spitting prayers at it. Right. Then I proceeded to walk through the house and hit every mirror with holy water and say prayers. And then I came back upstairs and went to bed.
Right. Do you hold any kind of faith or any kind of what's your opinion on mirrors that face each other?
Mirrors that face each other?
Mm-hmm. Now
I was just always told that mirrors are gateways. Spirits can come in and out. So I always make sure I bless mirrors. But if they face each other, there was a term for that. I don't remember the term.
I can't either. I'm sorry. I'm the same way. I mean, we have that in our house. We have a mirror.
Yeah, you shouldn't face mirrors.
Yeah, we have that in our house. I mean, it's like there might be 4 feet between them, and
like it creates something for an easier access way or something, perhaps. I don't know, but
I don't.
I remember hearing something along the lines of that, like you shouldn't have mirrors facing each other.
Right, and of course we do. Well.
You should probably fix that.
Oh, man, it's been like 25 years. It's been that way, so I mean.
Well, then you know what? You're good.
Yeah, we're good. We live in an old place, about an hour from here. It's an old strip mine that's mentioned in one of these Hoosier folklore books, the old Glory Coal Mine, and Michelle and Brandon both, my son both have seen the miner just walk through the living room, walk through the hallway into what was the original cabin bedroom.
Wow.
And it doesn't cause any trouble. It's just like, what did I just see? And it's happened more than once, and it's happened over the years, and it's like, but there's no problem. So I
Where's
guess
this happening?
This is Indianapolis, or not Indiana. We live in Clay City, outside of Clay City, in the old Glory Coal Mine.
Wow.
And the miner's name, he had a heart attack, they say. Well, you can read the story in the book, Hoosier Folklore. He had a heart attack. But his buddy saw him on his rig, running his mine, or running his, what do you call it? I can't think of the name of it. Anyway, Hoosier Folklore. There's a tag for you guys. Check that out. Yeah, Old Glory Coal Mine. The miner's name was Lee, too, by the way. Isn't that interesting? Anyway. Yeah. Weird stuff all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But what do you got coming up? Man?
I actually have a case Friday night. Where is it at? In Trumbull. I'm actually a member of the New England Society for Psychic Research.
Yes.
The team that was formed by Ed and Lorraine Moore. So I've been investigating with them for the past few months. I joined the team. Right. I mean, I've been friends with them for years now, and I asked to join. They said absolutely. We're friends anyway. So I've been investigating with them for the past few months. We got a case we have to go to Friday night, so that should be cool.
Now, how's that working out with you with what's going on right now? I mean, some people are like, with the coronavirus lockdown.
Coronavirus?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
I think the media is really scared the shit out of people.
Yeah.
I'm doing listen, I was washing my hands before all this crap happened. So, it's ridiculous,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to stop living. I'm not going to stop living. People need help. Hey, we got a case. Okay, we're going Friday night, 7:30. It is what it is.
Right, but they locked down states now. I mean, they're talking about locking tomorrow.
I can't even go visit my parents in Jersey.
They're talking about locking us down tomorrow.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah. I can't even come in town to the studio, We'll see. Whatever. Anyway, Who cares? We'll get to it, or we won't. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
But NESPR. NESPR, that was a foundation formed by Ed and Lorraine? No kidding. I didn't know that, man.
Yeah, 1952 they formed it. And I've been going out on cases with a few of the members. There's actually a bunch of us, and it's whoever could get together to go to the case. I went to a case in Groton, Connecticut. We did the Twisted Vine, which was on Kindred Spirits. On Travel Channel, we were there investigating for a few nights. Went to the Conjuring House, because that's Ed and Lorraine's case, obviously. The very famous Union Cemetery. I was there the other night with lead investigator Dan Rivera, just taking psychic photos. And, it's just, there's so many haunted spots in Connecticut, and anything that Ed and Lorraine investigated, I want to go to. Like, been to the Lindley Street house, where it was a very famous poltergeist case. The haunting in Connecticut, in Southington, we were there. So there's tons of spots.
Very cool. Now, as far as the foundation there, or the NESPR, does I'm sorry, I know he's going to hate me, and I can't remember his name.
Tony Sparrow?
Yes, thank you very much. Yes. Is he a part of that, or what?
Yes, he is. He's our head guy.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, thank you. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm sorry, Tony. I'm sorry, Tony. Sorry, Tony. Yeah, I'm sorry, Tony. Man.
Tony is great. Tony and his wife, Judy, great people.
Yeah. All right. Well, everything sounds really cool. Now, anything that you would like to tell us about? That's coming up really soon. I know there's not a lot. And
there's a Paracon. Oh God, it's not till October. I believe it's October 10th at Fairfield Hills in Connecticut.
Okay.
But again, that's not till October.
Yeah.
But I mean, a lot of things are like you said, lockdown. Like I had some events coming up that are canceled.
Yeah,
now.
we did too.
I was supposed to go to North Carolina.
All of us.
That was the end of this month.
Yeah.
It's going now.
Right. Yeah, we've had like 3 already. Just it's gone. Sorry. Rescheduled, and hopefully that'll work out. Maybe it won't. Who knows? I have no idea.
Yeah. So hopefully this is all resolved soon. But I have a feeling it's gonna go on for weeks, or maybe even longer.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're about out of time. This is Eric Vitale of Ghost Loop, and if you want to, go ahead and name your other cast members.
Oh, it was Sean Austin, Caliph, Matt Lytle, and Chris Starr.
All right. Very cool. So you guys tune in. The season is over, but you can still watch the reruns, right?
Yeah, you can check it out on YouTube. They just started airing us in the UK, so.
In the UK, there you go. Always get because we do. I do the website for the Ames team, and we do their merchandising and everything, and people always asking from the UK and from across the sea that when are you guys going to play over here? Well, I don't know. You know what I mean? We have no way of knowing until they tell us, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, Eric Vitale, that's very cool. We will have you back on because I want to hear more about that.
Yeah, please do, man.
Man, that sounds really cool. Very cool. All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And we will talk to you again.
All right, have a good night.
Comedian Disgruntled Clown.
And this is Squirrel Killer.
And you're listening to the Dead Zone Paranormal Radio Show.
Dead Zone WDZRDB Worldwide.
This is the Dead Zone Paranormal Radio Show.
Thanks for listening.